Welcome back to the Culture Shock. Today we're going to talk about focusing our eyes on the right things in life. Out of Proverbs 23, verse 31, it says, "Don't gaze at the wine, how red it is, how it sparkles in the cup, how smoothly it goes down." In a commentary I was using, it says, we should not focus our eyes on something. Why? Because it could take us off our course in life. Have you ever bought a truck or even a TV, a cell phone, and you just look at it and you're thinking about it? You're just gazing at it, just like the cup of wine in the verse. It says, don't gaze at it. It's okay just to look at it, but don't just focus on it. That's what gazing is. You're just focused on it. If you look at a vehicle, maybe you don't need it, but it looks good. You're just looking you're just looking how it sparkles or how nice it looks. We're just focused on the image of it. We get in the inside, maybe it feels nicer than our vehicle. It has a lot of nice things, better than the vehicle we're driving around now. But all that goes out the window because we're just gazed on it, thinking about how we look, how things feel, instead of using head knowledge. When we have head knowledge, we can think about all the negatives as well. Buying a truck, we have to make payments, we have to get insurance. Can we afford it? Is it going to affect our lives? Or should we buy a used vehicle, which would be a lot better? Just like the cup of wine. We're just focusing on how nice it looks, how it makes us feel. But think about it. We don't think about the downfalls of it if we drink too much wine. We can get drunk. We can start fights. We can do stupid things. We can have health problems. Cirrhosis of the liver. Other problems in life that drinking causes. So, we got to think about life. We got to focus on what matters the most: our family, our life, our self-improvement. But sometimes we get our minds or our eyes off the prize, as my last video said. But there's destruction that can happen if we don't focus on the right things in life. Our family, sometimes maybe a woman will cause us to stumble. A man, whatever your problem is. But sometimes we look at other people's lives. Maybe they're cheating. They're committing adultery. And we're like, it feels like the movies. So we start to gaze at their life. But if we just start to do that, we can just focus on the good things we think in our head. But we don't think about the negative. The destruction. It could tear up your marriage. It could tear your family apart. I hear so many Reddit stories, other stories about how women have cheated on their husbands and felt very ashamed, very sorry. But they're more sorry that they got caught because they weren't thinking about the negative reactions. We got to think about the negative reactions all the time. The negative effects of things in life. That's what that scripture is saying. We got to focus on the negatives, not just focus on the positive effects. I want you guys to constantly focus on the negatives and the positive. Not just focus on the good times. That's what we do in life. if you're a student, the negative effects of missing school, the negative effects of missing out, ditching school, not doing your homework, you may fail. You may never graduate. So we got to focus on all parts. Salvation. I always put that in there because I'm a Christian. The negative parts about not serving God anymore. The blessings we don't have. The friends we will lose. The blessing of what God has blessed us with can be stopped. So we got to constantly focus on the negatives. We can't just be all positive all the time. I'm like that sometimes, well, a lot of times, but sometimes even I got to think about the negatives. Negative things that, okay, if I buy this TV, what is it going to affect me negatively? Maybe I have $700 in my account and the TV is $600. Will I have enough money for food? Will I have enough money to buy bills, pay the bills? Sometimes it's a no. And sometimes we just got to let things go out of our life. We can't just gaze at it and think it's all going to work out. We got to think about the negative things, negative consequences. So before you do something, think about the negative and positive. Don't just think about the positive. If you have a credit card, don't just blow it buying stuff on Amazon. Think about it like, oh, I got to make the payments later. Don't think about it as, can I afford the payments? Think about it as, can I pay it off next month? Because if we make payments, we may never pay that credit card off. Then we're going to blow money somewhere else. So it's just going to get worse. So the negative effects and negative consequences of having a credit card is not all just going to be positive results. So there's always negative consequences. If you don't listen to your parents, they might take away your cell phone. They might take away your allowance. They might take away. So you got to think about all the negatives as well as the positive. So when you go out today, think about the positive and the negative. Which one outweighs the other? Because in this world today, most people only think about the positive. That's why people leave their marriages for another person without thinking about the consequences. That's why people are not finishing high school, because they're only thinking about having fun today. But the next day they could be expelled for missing too many days of school. Some people don't think about the importance of going to work every day. They just think about, okay, I'm going to call off today. Tomorrow you could be fired because you're calling off so much. Or that you're late all the time. So always think about the negative effects of life. Focus on negative things as well as the positive. We got to focus on the right things in life. That's the negative and positives. Maybe you have a bank account with $10,000. Buying that TV that I mentioned earlier, it's not going to hurt you. So you can afford it. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm just saying make sure you think about both sides. Have fun. But if you're going to blow it all on a credit card, then you got to think about the negative side of that. How long is it going to take you to pay off your credit card? Can you just have fun doing something very cheap? Maybe throwing a frisbee around with your kids, having fun at the park with your kids. See, we got to think about all parts of it. Is there enough money in your savings account in case emergencies happen? Can we just blow our money now? Or do we have to keep saving up our money in our savings account for a 3 to 6 months of emergencies? So think about the negative effects of life choices that we make. This can be for anybody 12 to 112 in that age range. This video is for everybody because we all have choices, but we all have to think about the negatives and the positive sides. So everybody, I hope this video helped. This video actually helped me because I had to study this in a commentary before I talked about this video. So everybody, this is the Culture Shock. I'm MR3. Everybody, keep on growing, keep on getting better in life, and keep on being blessed.